Japanese previous prime minister called Mr. Shinzo Abe was assassinated by Tetsuya Yamagami. This happened in July 2022. However, the court decision was announced at the beginning of 2026. Many people believed it is just a simple political assassination without knowing the details. However, after knowing the truth and also the details, especially Japanese local people, many showed sympathy upon the murderer. So today, let's say something about it. The secrets behind assassination of Mr. Shinzo Abe. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So I already noticed that there are some complex names. So the prime minister we will just call Abe in short, and the murderer we will just say Yamagami. Okay, so Abe and Yamagami. Remember these two. Originally, the financial situation of Yamagami's family was actually quite good. He had two siblings. One is his older brother, another one is his younger sister. However, his older brother had cancer at a very young age before going to the kindergarten. When Yamagami is at the age of 2, his grandma, that's mom's mom, passed away. And at that time, his father also met many difficulties at work. Then his father began to drink. He drank a lot, almost from daytime to very late in the evening, and he killed himself at a very young age. When Yamagami is at the age of 10, his older brother went blind. So his mom felt life was hopeless. He took 3 kids away and back to grandpa's house. That's her father's house. One day, some people from Unification Church came to Yamagami's house and met his mom. His mom joined this church immediately after listening to their speech. So the name is now called Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. In short, we will just say Unification Church. The church claimed that the founder and his wife are the mom and dad for all human beings. Human beings were all guilty. We need to have redemption for ourselves by either donating money or having enough ceremonies from the church. So at that time, Yamagami's mom believed that they met so many life obstacles, all because of their family ancestral guilt. If they didn't want to donate any money to the church in the future, they would have even more troubles. Before the death of Yamagami's dad, he had a very huge insurance product, and after death, the family received around 60 million Japan yen. Remember, this number is not for today. That number came from 30 years ago, so it was a huge number. However, Yamagami's mom chose to donate all the 60 million Japan yen to the church. Of course, her dad, as well as other family members, they all tried to prevent her from doing so, but she just didn't listen. And after her dad, that's Yamagami's grandpa, after his death, his mom sold all the expensive things in the house as well as the property of her dad, and she also donated the rest of the money to the church. Maybe you want to ask, how did all of this happen? I don't think I'm an expert, but I will try to explain and analyze. I believe if a person met so many obstacles in his life, he will ask, why is the whole world doing this to me? Did I do anything wrong? How come my life can be so hopeless? At that time, if a person's life was destroyed so many times by either himself or other people, he would not have any energy or any objective ways of thinking to find the logic behind. At that time, that person only wants one fast, simple, and effective answer to explain all of these. This is the reason why Yamagami's mom joined Unification Church immediately, and she believed their slogan, that is, to use money donation to buy your future safety for yourself as well as your family. Yamagami's mom became the number one donator of Unification Church. She was also praised a lot, almost every day, by their co-workers and the founders. But the family was not standing together with her because there were big and the conflicts from the family almost every day. And she began to drift apart from the family members because she is doing something for herself as well as the family, but the family didn't want to understand her. But see the Unification Church, she became the VIP of that church. So she depended even more on this organization, and almost the life of her and the life of family members were separated. Though she did completely wrongly, however, I understood because under that situation, I don't think anyone can control himself 100%. At school, actually, Yamagami was a good student. His GPA was quite high. However, because of the financial situation from the family could not support him to continue his study at the university. That's why he could only choose to work at a very young age, around 17 or 16. According to my research, in the year of when he was at the age of 22, he chose to join the army, and there he knew how to use a gun. And when he was 25 years ago, his older brother was suffering from cancer seriously, but at that time, his mom flew to South Korea for a ceremony from the Unification Church. And at the age of 25, Yamagami tried to kill himself, but he failed. Around the year of 2013, his older brother ended his life. So from that time on, Yamagami believed that Unification Church destroyed his life and his family's life. Originally, Yamagami wanted to kill the founder of Unification Church. However, at that time, the founder already died. And later on, when 2019, when the wife of the founder flew from South Korea to Japan, he also wanted to kill the founder's wife. But at that time, that was too difficult. He didn't get any chance. And later on, he began to study the connection between Japanese politics and the Unification Church. According to my research, the grandpa of Abe was called Kishi Nobutsuke. When he was working as the Prime Minister of Japan, he led the Unification Church into Japan. And when Abe was the Prime Minister of Japan, he supported Unification Church in public. During COVID epidemic time, around 2021, when the Unification Church was doing their online ceremony and events, Abe also showed his support and made a speech online. At that time, Abe became the assassination target of Yamagami. In 2022, Yamagami made a gun by himself and he killed Abe when he was making a speech in public. Then later on, Yamagami was sentenced to life imprisonment in 2026. I guess that was January the 21. Yamagami's mom actually wanted to see her son, but Yamagami refused. She tried so many times, but they didn't meet even once. Yamagami received so many packages from different cities in Japan, and those packages were huge, and the prison didn't even have enough space, and they chose to send some of the packages back to the sender. And till the end of 2025, he received much donated money, and is already over 6 million Japan yen. According to the investment, people found out there were at least 179 members from Jiminto Party in Japan had connections or networking with the Unification Church. They either participated in some ceremony or events from the church or donated money to the church. And since that time, the Jiminto Party promised that they would not have any further connections with the Unification Church, and they will also upheld the dissolution order, but the church would not disappear. Just the friendly tax policy from the government will be ended and will not be provided any longer. So different people will have different reaction when they meet difficulties. For his older sister and the dad, they chose to kill themselves. And For mom, she chose to believe in the third party to help her to solve the problems. And Yamagami, he chose to revenge. So which one is more acceptable? If you have any ideas or comments, welcome to type here and let us know. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. See you soon in my next video.